What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. Man, a lot of stuff happened yesterday, including obviously the Splatoon 2 Direct, and then apparently we found an NES emulator already on the Switch in its coding. This is interesting. Let's just get started here. Now, the first thing I will start with today is it's funny, I guess, to an extent. It's a little awkward, I guess, as well, and I don't know if it's scummy, but it's definitely misrepresentative of what they're trying to sell. No idea what these app creators, this game creator was trying to do here. But over on Facebook, the creators of a game called Final Clash posted an interesting trailer. In fact, it looks very familiar to a lot of people, as you're seeing here. Now, it looks exactly like Zelda, right? That's because they're using Zelda Breath of the Wild footage in their advertisement and then cut to Final Clash as the title at the end, which is not at all what the game is. In fact, it's a standard mobile RPG, and it looks like many mobile RPGs out there. It's a free-to-play, freemium, I guess you'd call it, where you do microtransactions to get ahead in the game, and that's fine, except they definitely used footage that they probably are not allowed to use to advertise their product that in no way is represented by that footage. So I'm not sure what's happening here. It's definitely weird. The company, I guess, is called Popace, and it's supposed to be a Chinese-based company that is pushing this app along. They've only posted that part on Facebook, probably because Facebook's copyright system is not like say YouTube's, where that would be coming down pretty quickly as soon as it starts making the rounds. Yeah, I think it's just weird. I don't really know what they're trying to accomplish here. Maybe they're set up on like a set of installs so that as they get a number of installs, it just makes their stats look good, and maybe they can go around to investors or something. Hey, we got 10,000 installs the other day, even though the person probably got it, checked it out, realized, wait, this isn't Zelda, and then just uninstalled it. Maybe they heard, oh wait, Zelda's doing a mobile game in the future, how we've heard from the Wall Street Journal. Let's kind of just throw this footage in front of a mobile game and see what happens. Maybe we can get a bunch of installs that we can record and then run around investors' meetings with. I feel like that, I mean, what else could it be? They used footage that is not represented in their game, put it in front of a title for their game, and then put it out there on Facebook, and everyone kind of went crazy after they saw this. The YouTube video that's like their main one that shows the gameplay footage that you've seen here got hit with dislikes. It's kind of getting laughed at. So I don't know. I guess at this point it's kind of a joke. No one's going to take this game seriously now, and I guess they're probably going to move on to something else after, like I said, it makes its rounds and it becomes pretty much the laughingstock of the mobile community, although there are a lot of worse games than what this looks like out there. Next up, we have the Splatoon 2 Direct, which was exciting mostly because we know that we will have an online app for this game called Splat Net 2, and it will accompany the game on release July 21st, so that's great. I think a lot of us were concerned. We didn't hear anything about the online. What's going to happen when it comes out? You probably want some kind of voice chat for Splatoon. It seems like a very strategical game, obviously, and it looks like we'll have that. It's going to release. Apparently, it's only going to be compatible with Splatoon 2 to get started, so Mario Kart and ARMS, for example. ARMS could use some voice chat, mostly because of some of the cooperative games like volleyball, will not have access to that app at this time. So overall, they're showing us Nintendo Switch Online as the service, and it almost feels like there's going to be a bunch of little services with it, whether it's one for Splatoon 2 that you jump into. It knows you're playing Splatoon 2, and then you invite people in as you play, you do voice chat, and then we'll probably have ones for different games, including maybe eventually we do have a Mario Kart section, we have an ARMS section, for example, and then any other games that come out, I assume you go into this app and then you pick which game you're playing, and then it launches that accompanying app, whether it's Splat Net or whatever else we get alongside of it. One of the things I like is that they will track all of your stats, which is awesome. Especially, I really like the part where they track how much you've inked, and then they kind of compare it to real life large monuments like the Sphinx that they showed, things like that. That's a cool touch. I did like a long time ago, I would say a long time ago, Halo used to track that with Halo 3, for example, and I used to go on and check all of my stats, whether it's kill-death ratio or games that I've played or how many I've won. That was really cool when Halo did that back in the day. You would go on the website and you'd look it up, and you could look down to everything. You could look at your kill-death ratio or medals that you received from like like a year ago. It was crazy. It was awesome. I like the idea here where you can look up your stats. They'll also let you do things, obviously, like friend requests, voice chat, everything through this one app on your phone. People are still split, and I understand that because you have to use your phone and then your game, and then there's a lot to manage there. I get it. I do like accompanying apps with these things, like where you have like the Steam app, for example, I like on my phone, even though I use Steam on my computer and not my phone. It's nice to be able to check all that stuff there. PlayStation's accompanying app is really cool as well, so is Microsoft's. I just wish there was an option to have this stuff natively on the Switch itself, and then just have the companion app as an option. I think that's a great idea. I think we're always going to have to use the phone, unfortunately, the way it's turning out right now. Next up, modders who have been going through the Switch's hardware, including the SDK files and the hardware itself, the operating system, have found something interesting. It looks like they have found that there is an NES emulator already on the system. And this was added to the Switch Brew Wikipedia page, where all of the home brewers and people that go through and document the different parts of the operating system have now put their information. So it's all kind of in one place. It's very easy to see and find. And it looks like they added a line at the bottom that you see here where it's called Flog, an NES emulator installed on retail systems, but not known to be launched by anything officially currently. So really what this means is that the emulator is going to be native, I guess, on the system, and that also might mean that when we download a game, let's say it's Mario 3, it might just be the ROM file with some added benefits like online play, which means it'll probably be smaller because the emulator is already on the system that they have essentially probably worked on. Maybe they snuck it in with an update, like one of those stability updates. Maybe they snuck it in with that. It's hard to say at this point. They could have put it on at any time. Even that very large update, the one we got with 3.0, that could have been put there at that time. Either way, it's good to know the emulator is there. And now we're just waiting for the ROMs and the games. That means to me they could probably drop it at any time because the emulator is either done or it's in like its beta stages and still testing, and they're slowly putting the final version on the Switch. Cool to know that it's there. I don't know if they're going to figure out a way to activate it. It'd be interesting to see, but more than likely it's not ready yet if it's not activated. And we talked about the Halo tweet yesterday from Frank O'Connor about this interesting Halo news coming, right? Where we were like, well, what's going to happen? Well, it's been revealed. Not only is Halo 5 getting an Xbox One X update to 4K, like we would kind of assume that was going to happen, looks like Halo 1, 3, ODST, and 4 are all getting backwards compatibility, just to say that's Halo Anniversary from the 360. So basically, all of these 360 games are now going to be able to be used on the Xbox One X. Not only can they be used, all of the features will be there, including all of the maps that you would normally have to buy online at the time, is going to just be free. That way everything works through multiplayer. No one's like left out in the cold without the maps and you can't play certain modes. That was always really frustrating. It's just free across the board, which is great. They even interestingly said that you can do LAN play from an Xbox One X to an Xbox 360. So you could do 360s and Xbox One X's hooked up to the same router, and they will be able to play through LAN against each other. That is a really cool feature. I do like that Halo 3 is getting this release. That's, like I said, my favorite Halo. I know some people liked Halo 4 or the Anniversary Collection. I just liked Halo 3. That was one of my favorites. Halo 2 was good. Halo 3, I think, was like the definitive version of Halo 2. What's interesting here, though, this seems to be like the final nail in the coffin of the insane Master Chief Collection tale. Now, what I'm saying is Master Chief Collection came out, it was heavily broken, it got a little better, but never great. It never got definitely like finished completely, and it feels like they've pretty much just scrapped the idea in lieu of just making all of these games backwards compatible. That does, however, leave out Halo 2, which is kind of a shame. It's probably going to forever be stuck on the Master Chief Collection, which has some people kind of frustrated, obviously, because there are some big Halo 2 fans out there. Much like I'm a Halo 3 fan, there are some major Halo 2 fans out there. And they did say you can pop your physical copy directly into the Xbox One X. It'll download the update, and you're off. Or you can just buy and download digital versions of any of these games they're making backwards compatible. Very cool. I'm super happy as a Halo fan. I will definitely be playing some Halo 3. Hopefully it will gain like some, I guess, some newfound life online with gamers. I hope I log in. There's more than like 1,000 people online. Maybe there's like 5,000 online or something because of this. I still have Halo 3. As soon as that that news goes out that it's up and running, I will just pop it in and play. No word on when, just sometime in 2017. And in our last bit of news, this is very interesting. People have been trying to figure out, what is Platinum Games up to right now? We haven't heard much. So what could they be doing? Well, on Twitter, they hit us with this tweet right here that seems to show some teasing towards Wonderful 101. Now, if you've never heard of Wonderful 101, don't worry, you're probably not the only one out there. It was put on the Wii U exclusively, and that didn't help it any because, of course, a lot of games on the Wii U didn't do well unless Mario, for example, was on the front. That's just the way it was. A lot of us have grown to accept that at this point, that the Wii U was a Nintendo product first, and that was it. But Wonderful 101 was a good game. A lot of people really liked it. It's just, it didn't do well. So it feels like it kind of just got shelved for a bit. And now it looks like either it's getting ported to the Switch or maybe a sequel's in the works. Now, I really liked Wonderful 101. It kind of reminded me of like a Beautiful Joe style game. It had the same kind of comic book vibe, which was cool. And I would like to see Beautiful Joe get revived, but honestly, if Wonderful 101 makes it over to the Switch, even if it's a port, I know people are getting really tired of these Wii U ports, and to an extent, I don't blame you, but there's a lot of people who have not played these games who would find, I guess, a newfound enjoyment out of this, unlike maybe people like me or you who have played Wii U games. There are a lot of people out there who miss these games, including Mario Kart 8, as we see with the sales. And I know a lot of people still want a Bayonetta compilation, but really, would anyone really be mad if Wonderful 101 came out as a port job, or Wonderful 102 maybe? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Would you rather it be a port of Wonderful 101 because maybe you're a big fan of it or you never got a chance to play it? Would you rather it be Wonderful 102? Or would you rather it just not be any of that and just be Bayonetta compilation or even Bayonetta 3? This is an interesting topic because I'm curious where people are going to land on this, considering Wonderful 101 was not known very well outside of, I would even say, 20% of the Wii U community. And that's it for Newswave today. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think about any of the stuff we talked about, whether it's that Wonderful 101 port job possibly, the Halo backwards compatibility, that's going to be awesome. Maybe the NES emulator showing up on the Switch randomly, allegedly by this modding community. Or maybe you think it's hilarious that they decided to use Zelda to show off Final Clash. Who knows what happened there? That's it for now, guys. Have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday for Newswave.